The big question, the whole quarterback competition, Kenny Pickett missing some days. We'll see when he is able to go again. What's your take on that? Just when you look at it in total, and you've heard the same reports coming out of camp that I have.
I don't think either rookie has a chance to start, at least at the beginning of the season. So let's throw them out of the mix. All right. Kenny Pickett was traded for first, and then they signed Joe Flacco as a free agent. Flacco's familiar with this offense. He's worked with Stefanski before. Me looking at it, I think Flacco's going to be the starter week 1 against the Cincinnati Bengals unless he gets hurt. Right now, Kenny Pickett's dealing with that hamstring injury. We'll know more later today and throughout the coming weeks on how serious that is. That puts him behind Flacco, in my opinion. And I thought all along it was going to be Flacco, so I'm sticking with Flacco as the starter as long as he doesn't get hurt.
So you look at the offense, and it was, you mentioned it, it was putrid last year. They have a lot of young guys. You have Dylan Sampson, you have Harold Fannin, heck, Jamari Thrash, even Cedric Tillman. When you have that many young guys, don't you want a veteran who has kind of been there, done that, and isn't learning the ropes himself to see what you have at those skill positions?
Well, you're hoping Jerry Jeudy can rub off on some of the young guys, and I wasn't a Jeudy fan. I wasn't. When they traded for him, I didn't expect the numbers that he put up last year. He proved me wrong, so maybe he was a diamond in the rough, a steal of a deal there for Barry. But, is he a leader? Can he teach the young guys how to handle it? Sure isn't Deontay Johnson. Right now, he's the veteran that they brought in, but how many different teams was he with last year? And, there have been knocks on him about in the clubhouse and being a problem with the teams that he's played for. The Steelers don't get rid of you if you're a good wide receiver unless there are some issues, and that was the case there. So you have to hope that Jerry Jeudy can rub off and that David Njoku can rub off on Harold Fannin Jr. As far as the running backs go, that's a mess right now. It really is, with Quinshon Judkins and his legal issues, unsigned. I know what Jimmy Haslam said the other day. Well, I'll believe it when I see him, in uniform, in pads, in a helmet on the practice field. Sampson, he's okay. He wasn't high on my draft board looking at the running backs and ranking them. I liked Judkins much better than him, so I thought that was a good pick. But now you've got to deal with what's happening off the field with him. So, a lot of question marks still about this offense. Your two key players that you hope stay healthy and have big years are David Njoku and Jerry Jeudy, and then you hope that another receiver, steps up, whether that's the return of the good Deontay Johnson, whether that's Cedric Tillman staying healthy and playing, or if they can get Quinshon Judkins taken care of off the field. If he has to sit out a few games with a suspension, that's possible, but get him back in and then mix in that three-headed monster at running back with Sampson, Ford, and him. And then I'm curious to see the role that Harold Fannin Jr. has. I called his games in high school at McKinley High School. He went on to BG and was one of the best tight ends in the country last year. I thought it was a good value pick for them, and I'm curious to see how they use him and how much they'll use him this year.
I don't have a problem with them going with Flacco for that very reason. You got to see, in order to judge the young guys, you got to see what it looks like with a guy who is, at this point in his career, he might be an average NFL quarterback. We don't know what Sanders and Gabriel are, or even Pickett for that. But you need somebody like a Flacco to give you a baseline of what you have with those young guys. Am I reading too much into that?
No, not at all. To look at the schedule. The first 4 games, I've got them going 0-4. When you look at who they open with, is it Cincinnati, then it's Baltimore, they've got Detroit mixed in there, and another team. I forget who the 4th team is, but Green Bay. I think they're going to go 0-4 with Flacco or without Flacco. So you want him to be able to maybe steal you a game, if not navigate through those games and, get to that 5th game with the hopes of winning one. It's one of the toughest first 4 weeks in all of the NFL, and you can't start a Gabriel or a Sanders in those games, or even, in my opinion, a Kenny Pickett. You've got to go with the experienced veteran, the guy that's been in this offense before, and hope that you can come out of that at best, I think, 1-3. But like I said, I'm looking at 0-4.